Good morning, dear hearts. We are on lesson 228, part 2 of the workbook. Please subscribe and ta-da! It is in pink. So, yay! Celebrate today. And the lesson that I get to celebrate is that God has condemned me not, no more do I. I'm not going to condemn myself anymore because God doesn't. So why would I be doing something that is not in alignment with who God knows me to be? What I'm doing, if I condemn me and God does not, is that I say, I know better than God. I know who I really am. All of those lofty lessons, all of those wonderful thoughts that we have been given to study and to understand up until this moment since we started the workbook. No, I'm going to eschew all of them. No, none of them can possibly be true. And yet the truth is all of them, all of those lessons are true. And the only thing that is false is the littleness that I hold on to and think that is me. I think that littleness is real, and that is the falsity. So God has condemned me not, no more do I. My Father knows my holiness. Now today we start with the more text portion of the lesson. The prayer is later. And there's so many lessons that I'm sure I'm going to mention that we have already had, because there's so many that speak to today's lesson. So, my Father knows my holiness. Shall I deny his knowledge and believe in what his knowledge makes impossible? My mind is part of God's. I am very holy. Shall I accept as true what he proclaims as false? I am one with God. Let me remember I am one with God. Or shall I take his word for what I am, since he is my creator? I am as God created me, and the one who knows the true condition of his Son. It's only my condemnation that injures me. My Father knows the true condition of his children. Now, I mentioned I am as God created me. That giant stride lesson, when we first had it, and that was way back in lesson 94, we were told then that, this one lesson, this idea can eliminate all of the temptations that we have to believe that we are something that we are not. To understand truly that I am as God created me changes everything. It changes how I feel. It changes how I think and who I believe I am. Remember that we have one life and that we share with God. There is nothing that we have been told up until this moment that tells us that we are anything other than the children that are loved so deeply by their parent, their celestial parent, their spiritual creator. That is the message that we have been given from day one, to get our minds to that point of understanding and acceptance that indeed we are as God created us. Now the second part of today's lesson says, in the prayer, Father, I was mistaken in myself because I failed to realize the source from which I came. I failed to realize that you are my Father, that I am as you created me, that you are in my mind, that you are gently bringing me home for me to understand the truth of who I am, and that my forgiveness will offer me the awareness of this, and it gives me and all of the sonship everything we need in order to truly come home. I was mistaken when I failed to realize that I am as God created me. I have not left that source. A thought never leaves its source, and we are a thought. I have not left that source to enter in a body and to die. I am not a body. I am free, for I am still as God created me. My holiness remains a part of me. There was in our fifth review lesson, the central thought we had was that, God is but love and therefore so am I. My holiness remains a part of me as I am part of you, because God is but love and therefore so am I. I maintain that. And my mistakes about myself are dreams. I let them go today, and I stand ready to receive your word alone for what I really am. I am as God created me, and all the temptations for me to believe anything else, I let them go today, realizing that my mind is part of yours, that I am one with my Father, that I can only be the thought that you created because I haven't left that source. There are so many of our previous lessons, and I'm sure if you go through them, you will find even more than the ones I've mentioned. And remember that we have one life, and that we share with God. So, God has condemned me not. He knows who I am. So, I will not do what my Father would not do for me. No more do I. I will not condemn myself, because it is only my condemnation that injures me, not my Father's, because there is none there. That's it for today. I hope it helped. Please like, please share, please subscribe. Please pray. Pray to have that moment of feeling free, and that you are guided gently home, and that there is no reason to judge ourselves as guilty or punishable or in need of retribution. We are as God created us. We are whole and we are holy. So, namaste.